What's up, guys? So today's Monday, and earlier today I uploaded the first episode of Chat 49, and it's only been a few hours, but it seems like you guys like it. I'm getting a lot of likes, some comments, some messages, and a lot of positive reviews. So, I decided to make a second one today, especially because Jim Tomsula had his Monday media session as always. And if you guys didn't know, Jim Tomsula has his media sessions on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, if I'm correct. Kaepernick has his media session on Wednesdays and obviously after the game. But before I go into the football stuff, I want to make it clear that I'm gonna continue to make all the highlights that you guys subscribe for. So don't get me wrong, I'm just making this as an additional content to everything that I've been doing in the past. I'm gonna continue to make weekly highlights, so that's not gonna change. I just want to do this for fun and to voice my opinion. And I feel like more people needs to kind of speak out, especially in this difficult time in the 49er nation. So, with that being said, let's get into what happened today. Like I said, Jim Tomsula had his media session, and he told us a lot, and he told us some really important things, which I really want to talk about. The most intriguing part about the presser came when he was asked about the entire quarterback situation. He was pretty much asked if he was going to start Kaepernick again or if he was going to make any changes to the quarterback situation. And his answer was, we're going to evaluate everybody. That doesn't seem like a really crazy answer or anything, because it's certainly not. But considering the fact that in the past he pretty much said Colin is our guy, he's our quarterback, and there's no changes being considered, he pretty much did a 180 on his position in terms of the quarterback situation. So it's certainly interesting. And Tomsula has been one of the few guys that's really supported Kaepernick through his struggles. Now, this doesn't mean Blaine Gabbert's going to be starting over Colin Kaepernick this week, but it certainly leaves a possibility for that to happen, and it could happen in the weeks to come. Maybe not necessarily this week, but, later in the season. So it is something really interesting, since Tomsula pretty much changed his entire, attitude towards changing the quarterback. So when can we find out who's going to be starting? Well, we're talking about two totally different quarterbacks with two totally different game plans, and we have to know the game plans to really get ready for the game. So Tomsula should be making his decision today or tomorrow. Anytime later than tomorrow's too late. So he should let us know during his Wednesday presser, if not the Friday one. But we should be able to find out and figure out based on all the reports and the reps, those two guys are getting. If Kaepernick's getting his regular reps, maybe Kaepernick will play. If Gabbert's getting, more reps than usual, maybe he's the guy. But we should be able to find out well ahead of the game. I'm thinking Kaepernick will go again because, he's our quarterback, at least as of now, and we're talking about Kaepernick and Blaine Gabbert. There is a very significant difference in quarterback intelligence, talent, and everything that goes along with it. So, I'm thinking Kaepernick, but like I said, there's certainly a possibility for Blaine Gabbert to start, and we have to follow along this week. Although Jim Tomsula didn't talk about this in his presser, the 49ers did sign Jarryd Hayne back to the practice squad. He was waived last week, but nobody claimed him. So, the 49ers have him back. He's one of the positive stories for the 49ers this season. Obviously, an Australian rugby player that's never played football is playing in the NFL. So that's a significant accomplishment, and he should be very proud of himself, and I'm very glad he's back for us. I think he has a lot of potential. I think he just needs to get a lot more reps. I think he needs a little bit more time, but, he has his second opportunity now, and he has the opportunity to, continue his NFL career. So, I'm glad he's back for us, and I think he should be back in our 53-man roster anytime soon, because our running backs was terrible yesterday. And I don't think we have the right answers yet, especially because Carlos Hyde is out. Mike Davis has some issues. Reggie Bush is out. So, we need a guy like Jarryd Hayne to step up. And I don't know if he's going to be back with us on Sunday, but, he should be back before the end of the season. Just as a quick notice, we did sign another running back today, Sean Drayen. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing his name right, to be quite honest. But he was waived by the Browns, and we picked him up. Obviously, like I just said, our running back situation is god-awful. And we only have Gaskins, who averaged for 1.2 yards per carry yesterday. He was recently called up from the practice squad. So yeah, we need to figure something out, and I guess just he was the only guy that was available. And like I said in the first episode, we wouldn't be able to get somebody better than a guy like him, and that's what I was talking about before. I told you guys we wouldn't get anyone good, and we really didn't. So it is what it is. It's just been that type of season. But I just wanted to let you guys know we do have another running back other than Jarryd Hayne and Gaskins. You football fans noticed, but it's the NFL trade deadline, and we lost our tight end Vernon Davis to the Broncos. Good for him. He's going to a team that's really succeeding right now, even despite the fact that Peyton Manning is struggling. They're 7-0, we're 2-6, so he should be smiling, and we shouldn't be smiling as 49er fans because we just lost our starting tight end for 2 6th-round picks in 2016 and 2017. Whoever decided to agree to this deal must have been really stupid because Vernon Davis is one of our captains, and in these critical times, we need these veteran captains to step up and lead this team. But without him, that's not really helping this team. Obviously, I get the whole idea of getting a draft pick for next season, trying to rebuild this team. But a 6th-round pick, are you kidding me? Like, we're not going to get anybody with that. And not to mention, he was one of our better players. I know I called him out in the first episode saying he wasn't the same type of player anymore, but that certainly doesn't mean he was one of our better players, and now we don't have him anymore. So one less target for Kaepernick or Gabbert to throw. It just really shows how terrible this team has been. And Vernon Davis, good for him. He's going to be going to a place where there's a lot of good football going on, good fans there, and he should be making it to the playoffs. So good for him. For us, it's not such a good news. I want to talk a little bit more about the tight end situation. Without Vernon, we are left with Vance McDonald, Garrett Selleck, and Blake Bell. And one of our better tight ends, Garrett Selleck, might have a concussion, and if he does have a concussion, he's going to have to go through the entire concussion protocol, which leaves our tight end up to Vance McDonald and Blake Bell. And they have not been productive for us, and they combined for 9 receptions this entire season. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out going into the week. And finally, I want to talk about the injury reports. And as I've been talking about this entire episode, the running back situation, Reggie Bush, he might have a torn ACL. Jim Tomsula didn't say anything about it today. He said he still doesn't know yet. He's getting some x-rays and MRIs. Same with Mike Davis. We don't know what happened with him. He might have a fracture in his hand. Jim Tomsula didn't comment about him either. Who else? Garrett Selleck, like I said, he might have a concussion. And if he does have a concussion, the protocol is very serious. And obviously concussion in general is a very serious thing. So, we have to take it day by day if that is the case. Our punter, Bradley Pinion, had some calf issue, but he did practice today, so he should be ready to go on Sunday. Anquan Bolden has a hamstring issue. We don't know what's going to happen with him. He might come back and he might practice later on in this week, but we still have to see. And also Carlos Hyde, I don't expect him to play this week. Obviously, the way his foot is and where he's at in terms of coming back, it doesn't make sense to risk everything when our season's the way it is. It's not like we're playing any competitive football, and there's really no reason to put him at any risk of injuring himself even more. So, I don't expect him to start. Obviously, we have a bye week in week 10, so, he should get enough rest to come back, hopefully. And, but right now there's a lot of injuries, especially for key players, Carlos Hyde, Reggie Bush, Mike Davis, Anquan Bolden. Those are guys we really need to have to win games. And, it puts us in a bad position when they're not in the game. But it is what it is. It's football, and it's part of the game. But, thank you for listening. I know it's a little bit shorter today because it's our second episode, and there's not as many things to talk about today. But I think a lot happened between yesterday and today, and I'm really glad I was able to cover it today. So thank you for listening, and hopefully I'll upload my highlights later on this week, and you guys will enjoy that. Thank you.